Hello everyone, this is your health fitness specialist Quinn with Exercise Autodesk. We're going to go ahead and get started with our abs and core routine today. So we're going to go through our warm-up, which is going to start with some side bends, a couple of star rotations, and then we're going to do some cat-cow just to get the thoracic spine and torso nice and warmed up. And then we're going to do a Okay, good. Thanks for hopping in. We are going to do a supine laying circuit where we're going to have our knee tucks with a couple of glute bridges, some bicycle crunches, leg kicks, and flutter kicks. And we're going to go one more time through that. And then we're going to have a prone circuit where we're going to go, chest facing down to the floor. And we're going to go through our bird dogs, shoulder taps, our Supermans, prone overhead press, which if you guys don't know, I'll be showing you. It's fairly simple exercise. And then we're going to have our plank and side plank to finish out that circuit, going twice through. And then we're going to do a little bit of a stretching cool down. Okay. So to get things started here, we're just going to go into our side bends. So I like to raise my hands up above my head, straight up, and tilt the body over to the side, keeping that chest open, so not falling forward, but keeping everything nice and upright as we bend from side to side. Keeping that chest nice and open. Let's go two more, one on either side. And done. Good. All right. Now we're going to do our star rotations. So getting your hands out to the side, we're just going to twist back and forth. If you haven't got a lot of space like I do, you can just kind of bring the hands in towards the chest and twisting back and forth. Getting a nice twist all the way through that bottom foot. Getting the spine and the core nice and warmed up. And done. Okay, bringing it down to our mat. We're going to go through cat-cow just a few times, focusing on really working the whole spine together here, up and down as we bring the spine up to the ceiling. Hollowing out the stomach, sucking that belly button up, and dropping back down, pushing the hips out, and moving through just a few times here. Really just trying to stretch things out, get nice and loose. Starting to feel that core a little bit, working the trunk. All right, getting into it, we're gonna lay down onto our back. We've got our single leg supine knee tucks. Okay, so feet coming straight out, hands down by the side, one leg at a time. You're gonna bring the knee up to chest, getting that foot up to a 90-degree and extending back out. Keeping our heels off the floor, we're going to move back and forth, bringing one knee up at a time, working on the abs and the hip flexors here. Trying to keep those toes up. Heels off the ground, nice even working pace. Few more. And done. Good. Next up, we've got our glute bridge holds. So we're going to go for 5 holds here for about 5 seconds, 8 seconds or so. So popping up, getting a nice long hold at the top, and dropping back down, popping back up. Nice long hold, getting our straight line from the hips, or from the shoulders through the hips to the knees, popping back up. Really driving those hips into the air. Let's go 2 more. Last one. And good. Next up, we've got our bicycle crunches. So legs going back out. We're going to bring one knee up just like we were, and we're going to meet that elbow to the knee, twisting across the body. Trying to keep that chest up, back straight if we can. Really working into the lower abdominals here. Let's go. A few more. And finish. Good. Now we've got our leg raises. So get our hands underneath the hips, get a little bit more leverage, heels coming up, staying off the ground, keeping that back flat on the ground. We're going to bring the legs up and slowly down, not dropping those heels too quick, giving a slight tap. As soon as you feel the foot touch the ground right there, bring the feet back up. So just a quick tap on the ground, and then we're going nice and slow back down. Good. Few more. Last one. And done. Good. Next up, we've got our flutter kicks for just 30 seconds here. We're going to extend the feet out, kicking up, nice and quick, up and down, getting our feet moving nice and fast. Keep it up, nice and quick kicks, keeping that back flat on the ground. And finish. Good. All right, starting back at the top, we're going to do our single leg knee tucks. So, feet coming out, getting those heels up, and bringing one leg up, 90-degree, and slowly extending back out. Working on the hip flexors and those lower abdominals. Very good. Let's go a few more. And last one. Done. Very good. Now we have our glute bridge holds. So heels down on the ground, driving the hips up into the ceiling, giving a hold up at the top. Getting a nice long hold. And lowering down, tapping that hip down to the ground and popping right back up. We're going to get just a few more here, trying to get that nice straight line from the shoulders through the hips to the knees, coming down, Tapping up and again. Very good. Dropping down, we'll get 2 more here. Nice flat line. All the way through, driving those hips up to the ceiling. Last one. And slowly down. Very good. Next up, we're going to extend the legs out. We've got our bicycle crunches. Hands coming up behind the head. Bringing the single leg knee up. Twisting across. Getting that elbow touching the knee. Moving back and forth. Nice even pace. Trying to keep that chest up. Few more. And rest. Nice job. All right, now we're going into our leg raises. So getting those hands underneath the hips, feet extending out. We're gonna bring our feet up, nice and slow down, not dropping those heels down to the floor. Give a quick tap and pop back up. Nice and in control of the movement here. Really feeling your core muscles activate as you drop back down. Few more. And finish. Nice job. Next up, we've got our flutter kicks. Finishing out our first circuit. Feet extend out, getting those heels up off the ground, and we're kicking up and down, nice and quick. Going quick, 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 quick. Straight up and down, keeping those legs extended, back flat on the floor. Few more, keep it going, keep it up. And finish. Good, nice job, everybody. Okay, we're gonna start our second circuit here. All of these exercises are gonna be prone facing, meaning our chest is gonna be facing towards the floor. We're going to be working into the shoulders a little bit more here, still working through the core. So first thing we're going to do is our bird dogs, okay? So hands directly below the shoulders, knees directly below the hips as we're on our hands and knees. And we're going to extend opposite hand and leg out, holding at the top, and nice and slow, coming back down. And switching sides. As you extend out and take that knee and hand out, try not to shift your weight too much, but keep that stability right over the hand and the knee. So you're not moving your hips too far from side to side, but keeping that stability nice and even. Let's keep this up, keep going, a few more. One more each side. And down. Good. Next up, we've got our shoulder taps. So we're gonna pop up into a plank position. As we drive the feet back, we're going to spread the feet out to about hip width, and then we're going to alternate each side, bringing our hands up to the opposite shoulder. Tapping back and forth, finding a nice rhythm. And again, not trying to get too much sway here through the hips, but keeping everything locked in, nice and stable. Let's go, keep it up, few more. And rest, good. Laying down to the ground, we're gonna lower our chest down. We're gonna go into our Supermans here, okay? So we're gonna extend the hands out in front of us. Nice and long, so we're fully extended. From here, we're going to pick the hands and chest up. Feet come up as well. Really pulling those shoulders down to the hips. And slowly back down. Going at about the same pace we did those glute bridges at. So you're just going to hold up at the top for about 5 seconds. Nice and slow down. And pop back up. Let's go. A few more. Coming up, pulling those shoulders down to the hips. Last one. And down. Good. Okay, so the next one we've got is a prone overhead press. So we're going to bring our hands down to our side here, right next to our shoulders. Okay, so I'm laying face down, got my elbows tucked towards my hips. Hands are next to my shoulders. I'm going to pop up, extend the hands out, and come back down and down to the ground. Popping up, extending out, coming back in, and down. We're just repeating this motion here for about 8 reps. And coming back down. Pinching those shoulder blades together and down towards the hips. Trying to keep that neutral shoulder position, not too far forward, not too far back. Let's go. One more. And done. Okay, very nice. Next up here, we're going to go into our plank. So we're going to get our forearms down on the ground. And we're going to extend the feet back, popping up, pressing the ground away from you through the elbows, getting your hips nice and level with the shoulders, tucking that belly button up to the spine, locking out the legs, creating a nice connected line all the way from the elbows through the toes. Nice and level. Great job, everyone. Keep it up. We're going to hold for a few more seconds here. And rest. Nice job. Moving on, we've got our side plank. So rolling onto your side. We're going to get one elbow down. Feet extending out. Popping the hips up. Getting nice and level. Again, from the shoulder all the way through the toes. Keeping those hips up off the ground. Trying to keep those knees up too if we can. And coming down, switching sides, getting that forearm down, feet out, knees come up with the hips. Getting a nice strong hold, pressing the ground away through the forearm. Few more seconds and lowering down. Good. All right, next up, we're going to start back at the top with our bird dogs. So, hands and knees, wrists starting directly below the shoulders, knees starting directly below the hips, and we're extending out, finding that balance point right in the middle, not swaying the hips or shoulders too far side to side, getting an even press in the knees and the hands. Getting a nice hold at the top and coming back down. Let's get a few more in here. And done. Good. Next up, we've got our shoulder taps. So hands directly below the shoulders, driving the feet back a little bit wider than the hips. And we're going to alternate side to side, opposite hand to shoulder. Keeping those hips nice and locked in, not swinging, but just staying nice and stable. Let's go. A few more. And down. Okay, down to the ground. We're going to get our hands out in front of us, going into those Supermans. Nice, slow, even hold pace. Picking our hands and chest up, feet come up, holding, and back down. Nice and slow, really pinching those shoulder blades together and down towards the hips. Let's get a few more in here. There it is. Nice, even pace. Last one. And good. Next up, we've got that overhead press. So, hands down by the side. Elbows pointed down towards the hips, hands by the shoulder. We're going to pick the hands and elbows up, extend out overhead, come back down, and lower. Moving through some good range of motion here. And although we're extending the hands out, you want to keep those shoulders away from the ear. So pulling those shoulder blades down towards the hips as we move up. Really important to keep those shoulders neutral as we move through here. Help train that programming. A few more. Last one. And done. Good. Next up, we've got our plank. So forearms down. We're going to get our feet back, press the ground away as we bring the hips up. Nice long hold. Bringing that belly button up to the spine. Hips level with the shoulders. Pressing the ground away. Very good. Keep holding. A few more seconds. And down. Good. Finish things up with a side plank. Extending the feet out. Picking the hips and the knees up. As we drive up to the ceiling, pressing the ground away with the elbow. You can bring your hand up if you want. To me, that helps with a little bit of understanding if I'm leaning too far forward or not. Using that hand kind of like a compass. A few more seconds. And switch sides. Extending those feet out. Driving the hips up. And holding high. Very good. Last couple of seconds here. Really work. Make it count. And done. All right. Very good. For our cool down here, we're just going to do a couple of repetitions of sort of a modified down dog, up dog. So starting with our hips down on the ground here, we're just going to roll the head back. Arching our back, opening up the chest, lengthening the front of our abdominals. And then you're going to curl the toes underneath the foot. Bring those hips back. Pressing up into the ground. Bringing one foot up. And pressing down on the heel to stretch out the calf. As we press back. So I've got one leg stretching out here. You can cross the foot over or press the heel down. Whatever helps you get into that calf stretch there. Okay, coming back down to the ground for an up dog. Arching the back, lengthening the front abdominals. And coming back, bringing those hips up and stretching out the opposite calf. Getting a nice long stretch through that calf there. Driving those hips back, trying to keep the spine straight. Belly button up to the ceiling. And coming out. Great job. All right. Nice job, everybody. Great work today. Thank you so much for coming into our class. Appreciate it very much. Once again, for anyone new, I'm Quinn, health fitness specialist with Exercise Autodesk based out of San Rafael. Make sure you stop into our other classes. I have my boot camp at noon and my new updated stretching and stability class, 4 o'clock on Thursday, as well as functional fitness Friday at noon as well. Go ahead and check those out. See you guys around. Thanks for stopping in.